Hi, hey, hello, what is up, y'all? It is Lyric. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my dorm. This is my little corner. You're propped up against my desk. Today, I'm going to give you a dorm bookshelf tour. This is my cutie little dorm bookshelf. There's another shelf down here that you can't see, but we'll get to later. But yeah, this is my dorm little bookshelf. I have all of my books that I brought with me to school on it. I know I said I was going to do a video of me setting up my bookshelf, but that day was super chaotic and that just did not happen. So I figured the next best thing was a bookshelf tour. So that's what we're here to do today. Yeah, so I'm very excited and let's just get going. So first, up here, there's no books up here. I just have my coffee mugs and then this cute little fake plant. We might just go top down, because why not? Up here is kind of a really miscellaneous shelf. I have mostly romances up here, and then from here on I have like a couple non-fiction, and then one that would be on this shelf but it just didn't fit, so it's up here. So let's just get into the nitty-gritty details, shall we? So first I have Get a Life Chloe Brown and Act Your Age Eve Brown. These are two of the books from the Brown Sisters trilogy. I'm still missing Take a Hint, Danny Brown, but it's okay, because hopefully I'll get it at some point. Haven't read these yet, but I'm super excited to, because I've heard so many amazing things about these books. The next book on my shelf is actually what I'm currently reading, and that is Beach Read by Emily Henry. I'm currently on page 167, and I'm loving it. So get ready to see this one on my wrap up. Next we have J.Z. Jones and the Six. I don't really know if I would classify this as a romance, as more of a like a literary fiction with a romance plotline in it. I don't really know, but I know that there's romance in it, so I put it on the romance section. But I'm very excited to read this. I've heard so many amazing things about this book, so I just need to get to it. Next I have Landline by Rainbow Rowell. I have Honey Girl by Morgan Rogers. I read this book a while ago, but I need to reread it. This is a very good sapphic romance if you're into that. So yeah. Next we have another romance called First Comes Like, and I will leave, one more. I have Love and Other Disasters, which was my book of the month pick for this month. Next we're getting into the non-fictions. So the first one I have is Atomic Habits by James Cleary. I have Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. How to Read Literature Like a Professor by Thomas C. Foster, because I'm an English education major. I have Becoming Lutheran by A. Trevor Sutton. And then the one that should be on this lower shelf, because it's just like a good old literary fiction, is The Poisonwood Bible by Barbara Kingsolver. But as you can see, it is very thick, so it doesn't fit on this shelf. Yeah, so like I said, this shelf is mostly literary fiction. I have one little drop of poetry in here, but mostly it's just like all of my paperback fictions. First, I have these like ones that are just chilling right here. Those are smaller. So I have Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I have The Shack by Paul Young. Then I have The Hobbit. And then I have two Stephen King novels. I have Pet Sematary and The Shining. And then as for these, first over here we have some classics. So we have The Road to Wigan Pier by George Orwell. Next we have two Jane Austens. We have Emma, which I'm in love with this cover. And we have Pride and Prejudice, which I'm also in love with this cover. The last classic that I have on this shelf is The East of Eden by John Steinbeck. Okay, so the next like 4 books are divided by author. So we have 2 Frederick Bachman. So I have My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry, and I have A Man Called Ove. And then I have 2 Mary Oliver. Actually, I could switch the Mary Oliver with the Poisonwood Bible. Anyways, I'll do that later. I have 2 Mary Oliver poetry collections. I have Devotions, and I have New and Selected Poems, Volume 1. Mary Oliver is my favorite poet of all time. This one will be down here. Perfect. Next we have Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. We have All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This is my friend Callie's favorite book. We have Dark Places by Gillian Flynn, because I gotta get a thriller up in here somewhere. I have A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro. I talked about this one in my last video, but it's like a modern retelling of Sherlock Holmes, which I'm very excited about. It's like the great-great-granddaughter of Holmes and the great-great-grandson of Watson, so that'll be cool. And then lastly, we have Punching the Air by Ivy Zobai and Yusuf Salam. And now we're gonna move on down here. Now we're on the floor. Welcome to my floor. These are my shoes. This is my shaker bottle. Not a part of the video. But now we have my bottom shelf, which you can't really see very well, but I promise you it's there. So these are mostly hardback with a few exceptions, and you'll see my organization system for this shelf in a second. So starting with the hardbacks, we have The Great Believers by Rebecca Maki. We have Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. And then my last classic that I said, I have Little Women in hardback. Now this is where it gets a little weird because this is sorted by author. So I have some hardback and some paperback. So we have two Sally Rooney's. We have Beautiful World, Where Are You? And Normal People. And then we have literally 4 Hanayana Kahara books. We have To Paradise, which is her latest novel, which I'm very excited about. Don't look at my feet, please. We have a signed edition of A Little Life. We have my very well-loved and well-read version of A Little Life. And lastly, we have The People in the Trees. So that is everything on my bookshelf. I do have a few more books that I have in a basket in like a hanging shelf, so I'm gonna bring those over and talk about those with you right now. So these are like all of my Jesus-y books. Because I'm Christian, so that's fun. So first I just have one of my Bibles. This is one that my ex-roommate gave me, so that's fun. We have this book called Loving God by Charles Colson. We have Worship Matters by Bob Coughlin. Creating Community by Andy Stanley and Bill Willits. Gentle and Lowly by Dane Ortland. Multiply by Francis Shawn. For Such a Time as This by 8 Associates for Lutherans. Having a Merry Heart in a Martha World by Joanna Weaver. And lastly, What If Your Blessings Come Through Raindrops by Laura Story. So those are all of my books that I have with me here at college. I hope you enjoyed this video and a little peek into my life, I guess. Let me know what you want to see in future videos, whether it's book related, college related, or otherwise. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, leave it a like, maybe subscribe. I don't know. I don't control you. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.